So Jack Dorsey from Block and his team just released a new application called Buzz in the past few weeks. It's still really, really new. The idea behind it is kind of like imagine take Teams or Slack, but it's reinvented to be able for agents and team members to work together directly. And has a much bigger vision than that they haven't really shared, but they're going to have their own GitHub inside of it and workflows and all this stuff. But I've been using it for the past few weeks since it's been launched, and I am all in. I absolutely love this. It's still really buggy, among other things, but it does show a really good idea of a potential of where we're going to be in terms of the new way of work. So let's go ahead and just switch it over here and show you guys a little bit. So for this example, so if you go to the agents tab here, you're able to see all the agents that you built. So I have a bunch of them, both in this workspace as well for a different company that we'll talk about later. But right now I created 3 agents, essentially production engineer, geo, and reservoir engineer. Imagine in the real world, these are real agents. This is just using my Claude subscription at the moment. So it's just purely prompting at the moment. But if you kind of extend your imagination and say, all right, if you built your own production engineering agent that has access to your forecasting tools, maybe Prosper or whatever it may be, your geo has access to their specific simulation software, RE, same thing, and those models, and they have their own custom harness and built on your company data, right? Let's just assume that's what it's the case. Um, you can go ahead and plug in, again, your own custom agents that you host, or it just uses your local resources. But really, the really interesting things come in is whenever you actually go talk to these agents. So what I can do, just like I am in Teams or Slack, I can go ahead and say at and one of my agents as if they were my team member. And I'm going to actually at the whole team. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, um, we are developing. Let's plan this out. This is super general, but you get the idea. Like you can actually ask these team members essentially for tasks that they can actually execute on wherever they're hosted at. And the neat thing is that these agents know about each other, and then they can communicate and talk with each other and plan. So I'm just going to go ahead and click enter. So first thing that you'll see is you have 3 little icons that popped up, meaning they saw your message. And then you can see at the bottom here where they're able to then actually tell you, hey, there's a few agents that are working. And it looks like they're thinking at the moment of what to do next. And then shortly, they're going to go ahead and start communicating within this specific thread, and we're going to be able to open it up. It's a little bit slow at the moment, but let's go ahead and open up this thread that I had before. Very similar ask. So I opened it up. If I scroll all the way up, there's a bunch of messages here. So it looks like the geologist went ahead and took, in this example, took lead, and they started talking about some analysis that they're doing. You have some average porosity. There you go. And then it tagged the production engineer to be able to go ahead and do his analysis, his or her analysis. And then the production engineer goes, and then just back and forth, all the way through. And at any point in time, what's really neat is I can go ahead and steer these agents to go do whatever work I want. And I can say, if I have an orchestrator, it's like production engineer, go ahead and work with RE and Geo until some result comes back. And then I can also or if I have my team members on here, I can go ahead and add other team members specifically, and they can join the convo as well. So we can have combos that don't directly impact agent conversations, and then agents can have their own conversations as well while they're working simultaneously. So it's just really interesting concept that's come out, and I really like it. So in the next few videos, I'll show how we're using it at a different organization where we're building essentially software, and how we've started to develop these agents, our own custom agents for product and reviewing and coding and marketing and all of that jazz. And they all work together through kind of one orchestrator that figures out the end-to-end workflow that needs to happen to get like a really big feature built, and how planning and things like that look like. Anyways, I found it just really interesting of that this concept of agents as human interaction in one unique workspace is coming to evolve. I think we're going to see a lot more of this in the next year. A lot of enterprises are still very early on in their journey where, agents are very far off. You don't have to worry about this, but this is just more so kind of like a peek of what the future specific could look like. We're all in on it, and we're moving everything from Slack to Buzz as they continue to make their bug improvements or fix their bugs and improvements. But yeah, hope you found this interesting.